What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing great tonight. Um, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes for everybody to hop in here, um, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the call for tonight. Right. So just give everybody a couple minutes, couple 3-4 minutes, and if you already hopped in, I'll let them know where you're watching from. Let me get my little music playing. Let's get in here and get this music going. And uh, there we go. There we go. Welcome, everybody that's joining in right now. Turn this down a bit. There we go. If you're watching this now, I want to know where you're calling from, where you're watching from, not calling, watching from. So today, as I wait for everybody, this ain't adjuster related, but so today I was like, yo, I'm about to like trim up my little goatee or whatever, and I was gonna like trim my little mustache. Y'all, I don't grow a lot of facial hair, so like I'm not really used to cutting the hair in my face ever, really. Usually the barber, they line it up for me, all that stuff. And I messed it up. So now I don't have any hair on my face at all. The little hair I have is gone. I only have a mustache like a little kid. But I always felt like a kid anyway, but because I really don't have a lot of facial hair. But now I don't have anything. This is ridiculous. All right. So bear with me, y'all, as I face the world like this. Y'all, tonight, as we get in everything, we're going to be talking about the 2023 hurricane season and the lack thereof. We're also going to talk about any questions and comments y'all have about independent insurance adjusting. And I'll give y'all some stories about what we did when we went through a season like this. So this happened to us in 2019. And I'll kind of tell y'all what I did. I kind of stayed afloat during that time. And how a lot of other adjusters stayed afloat during that time. All right. So stay tuned. We're going to get into all of that. Okay. I appreciate everybody for hopping in here. I'm looking forward to a whole bunch more of y'all hopping in as we go on through the night. All right. So we'll just hang tight for a bit. Let me know where y'all watching this from. By the way, all right, now I gotta put my computer on do not disturb. My phone's not disturb too. All right, I want to know who is watching this, y'all. I feel like I'm talking about myself. I see there's a bunch of y'all in here, but nobody's saying anything. If you're watching this, let me know who's watching and let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Kevin, you're in Florida. What's up, Kevin? Kevin, you got any questions, comments, or concerns about independent adjusting before we get into all this? We got a minute before we get started, everybody. All right. You know what? Let me get a little Red Bull real quick. Hold on a second. There we go. It ain't Red Bull, but it get the job done out here in Brazil. It's like Red Bull. It's like knockoff Red Bull. I'm gonna drink some because I need some. It's been a long day. Fred Meridian, Mississippi. Douglas Scott. Douglas, I'm from. Hold on, let me go check this out. I never heard of Fred Meridian, Mississippi. See, Fred Meridian. M-I, crooked letter, hump. Oh, it's just Meridian, Mississippi. Okay. I'm about to say, I ain't never heard of Fred Meridian, Mississippi. Yeah, so Douglas, I'm from Tuscaloosa. So Meridian, for those of y'all who don't know, Meridian, Mississippi and Tuscaloosa are like this far apart. Like you can get to Meridian from Tuscaloosa in like 20 minutes. Oh, so you're Fred. So Douglas Scott is actually Fred from Meridian. Okay, cool. Everybody from the South so far. We got Texas, we got Mississippi, we got Florida. I love it. Me from Alabama. Yeah. I remember back in the day, everybody from Meridian, Mississippi would drive down to Tuscaloosa to go to like Walmart. They'll go to McFarland Mall. Fred, I don't know if you remember that. They go to McFarland Mall, go to Goodies, go to the movies and stuff like that in Tuscaloosa. I don't know if you did that now. I don't know how old you are, Fred. And then people would go to like University Mall, Walmart, from Meridian. You know, Tuscaloosa wasn't some big city, by the way, y'all. Tuscaloosa ain't big at all. Just Meridian's just smaller. And back then, Meridian didn't have all those places that we have. I'm sure Meridian has a mall and all that stuff now. But yeah. Yep. They go to work out there at Mercedes. Well, everybody go to work at Mercedes. You know, if you live in Meridian, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Bessemer, in Utah, if you live within 100 miles of Mercedes-Benz, you're going to work over there. So I get it. Dallas, Texas. I worked in Dallas, Texas for a bit, man. It was just like that. It was Hallmark insurance claims. Hallmark Insurance is where I worked at. And I worked with CRU over there. Spotlight Moments, Florida. I worked all over Florida. All right. Got a bunch of guys. I know there's some women in here watching too now. It's so interesting. Every time I do a live, but sometimes you want to have mentorship groups. I have mentorship groups for 3 months at a time. It'll be only women. You know, I have 15, 20 women only. And I'll teach them for 12 weeks. And then sometimes I have groups with only men for 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months. And for whatever reason, it's like it almost looks like people are planning it. Right. And so like right now, all the people in the comment section are men, but it just reminds me of like my mentorship groups. My mentorship groups, they'll be just full of women or full of men. It's very rare for me to have a mixed group of men and women. Let's see what's this. Let me exit out of WhatsApp because I don't want to start popping up. All right, there we go. All right, everybody. So it's time to go ahead and get into it. So first things first, before we even talk about these questions, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all kind of what's going on. For those of y'all who have looked at my emails recently, I think I sent out, you know what? It hadn't came out yet. It's going to come out tomorrow. Let me make sure it's going to come out tomorrow. I have a post that I made about El Nino, right? It's scheduled for the 17th of October. Okay, so it's like a week from now. So y'all get it first now. Yo, El Nino and this weather pattern, the weather patterns that El Nino makes, it makes a strong wind go across the Gulf of Mexico and it pushes hurricanes out, right? And so for us as independent adjusters, and especially for y'all that are brand new or you just got in the business not too long ago, you were really hoping to make a bunch of money during catastrophe season because you've seen people make all kinds of money. El Nino has thrown a wrench in your plans, right? And so it has slowed down everything as far as deployments are concerned. And that happens sometimes, y'all. Like, none of us can control the weather, unfortunately, even we want to. But as much as we like, oh man, I hope we get a hurricane, it's still people that die in these hurricanes. It's still people that really lose everything, and it changes their lives, sometimes for the worse, when these hurricanes come. So as much as we want these things to happen for our own selfish reasons, we still have to be thankful that people aren't having their lives at risk, because we can always get another deployment, but some of these people are going to lose family members or maybe even lose their own lives for some of these big hurricanes, right? Another effect of having hurricanes every single year, specifically in that Florida area, is a lot of insurance companies become insolvent. They can't pay the premiums anymore, right? They just can't pay the premiums. And because of that, it makes things super hard for Floridians, specifically people in Louisiana, even people in Texas, because a lot of these insurance companies, their premiums can't keep up with the demand that they have to pay out on these claims, right? Because the insurance companies make money off premiums. So if let's say you bring in $1 billion in premiums, but you got to spend $800 or $900 million in claims. You only have $100 million to pay your staff and legal fees and all that kind of stuff. And finance, your real estate loans and all that kind of stuff. You really put yourself in a situation. And unfortunately, that situation has happened for a lot of insurance carriers over the years, specifically the last 5 years. We've been seeing insurance carriers close down left and right in the state of Florida, and they're doing non-renewals now. So they're refusing to insure any longer in Florida because it's so risky. All right. In the short term, this helps us for a hurricane to happen, but it hurts us all in the insurance industry, and it hurts the consumer, the final consumer, which is the insured, when all these insurance companies have to close shop because they get a hurricane every 6 months or 8 months or whatever. Right? They can't survive like that. Right. So unfortunately, so far we haven't had a hurricane that made landfall in the United States as IAs, but fortunately for the insurance industry as a whole, they get some time to breathe and stack up their money. These reinsurers, those of y'all who you pass your insurance license exam, you should know what a reinsurer is a person who they're a company that insures the insurance companies. Right? Insurance companies still have to pay a premium to the reinsurers. And as these places like Florida get riskier and riskier to insure, the reinsurers raise the rates on the insurance carriers, right? So, P. Weezy, what's up? Thank you. But yeah, so that's kind of like the ecosystem of claims, y'all. And so, as much as we want to have these super busy seasons, everybody making $400 a day, we also had to have times like this, all right? Which brings me to my next point. When we see people like right now, for example, in 2019, there was a lull, right? I think in 2019, I didn't work for 9 months. Part of that time I was hanging out, just chilling. The other part I was actually looking for work, and it was hard to find. And what happened, it washed out a lot of adjusters. A lot of adjusters let the licenses lapse. They didn't try to get deployed again. They went and got a regular job, and they kind of gave up on insurance adjusting. Now, what happened in 2019 was no hurricanes, but 2020, what happened was crazy, which is the pandemic. Pandemic hit, and the whole industry changed in a matter of 3 months. I remember like it was yesterday. I worked in Texas in 2019 at the end. Then I worked in Atlanta in January 2020. And then I get a call in February to go to Nashville. Got 3 deployments real back to back. And I go to Nashville. And it's like, the whole COVID thing was starting to happen, but it wasn't anything big yet. I leave Atlanta, go to Nashville. The third day I'm in Nashville, they say, yo, y'all are all going to work remote. And no, somebody said we might be working remote. And I say, y'all, it's not possible. At that point, working remote wasn't even an option for anybody. I never even knew anybody that worked remote. And they came in with these brown boxes for everybody. And they're like, all y'all get out of here in the next 30 minutes. Y'all all work from home until we tell you to come back. They gave us all computers. We all went home. And that was that. And what happened immediately after that, it was like a surge in claims. It was all these claims that needed to get worked all across the United States. And all these people got hired during that time. But it was all these people who were new or they waited out 2019. All right. And so those people went on to make a ton of money in 2020. 2021, 2022, and they're still making money in 2023 as well. But it's because they persevered. Now, I know a lot of people, I'm not going to name names, but I know some people very close to me. They're working in warehouses, you know, they're working in restaurants now. They were adjusters, but they just didn't have the wherewithal or a process or a strategy or the patience, for that matter, to get through a little slow time, right? Because 2019 was slow, but 2018 and 17 was pretty busy, as was 2016. You know, we had Hurricane Harvey, we had Hurricane Irma, we had a bunch of other big hurricanes in 2017 and 18. So, you know, they had some good years. Then one bad hurricane season, they just was like, I ain't doing no more. I quit. I can't deal with this. And so I want to encourage everybody to not go down that path. All right. If you want to be in the business, wait a little bit longer. Okay. Just wait a little bit longer. Things are going to change up here in a bit. Once they finish up fourth quarter ends in December. We're already halfway through October as it is. If you can just make it through this little part right here, this uncomfortable part right here, these insurance companies they're gonna make earnings for Q4, right? They'll pay out their investors and everything. They'll do an employee bonus based on how much money they did not spend on these hurricane seasons, all right? And then from there, they'll begin hiring IAs again. So one thing I hope y'all are paying attention to is how the companies hire, right? Tonight, that's what I'm teaching y'all without teaching y'all this, but it's like how companies hire. You need to be thinking like an insurance carrier, not like when it comes to making these deployments. Think like an insurance carrier, right? What would a State Farm or Allstate or Geico think about this hurricane season? They jumping for joy right now because they ain't got to spend a bunch of money, right? And they're not going to try to spend more money on salaries for insurance adjusters or independent adjusters for that matter right now. But for those of y'all who don't know, there is a ton of churn in this business. Churn meaning people get in and they get out quickly. Employee churn. You know, as far as staff adjusters, they don't stay around a really long time. A lot of them quit for whatever reason. And so when that happens, they still got to keep bringing in new adjusters. But they don't always have the ability to get new staff adjusters, so they'll bring in IAs to do work a lot of those times as they fill in those roles for staff adjusters, right? So we got to think like, you know, we can't think like an independent adjuster all the time. We got to think like an insurance carrier, okay? Anybody got questions, comments, or concerns? I've been talking for a bit. Questions, comments, or concerns about anything? Am I telling y'all anything new? Am I telling y'all anything that y'all haven't heard before? Let me know. Okay, and don't be scared to comment, y'all. Y'all can always comment in here, and they're gonna bite your head off if you comment. Okay. I want to make sure everybody has time and space to talk tonight. Okay. Now, is anybody here having a hard time getting deployed right now? I feel like somebody's having a hard time getting deployed. I want to help with you. I want to help you with that. Just an FYI, everybody, this is a Q&A. Okay, so as much as I'm talking, you got to ask some questions too. That's how it works. I'm gonna talk, but you got to talk back with me. Fred, my bad. Fred, give me what's going on. What's your situation? Are you licensed already? How many rosters are you on? Have you taken the roadmap course? That's another good one. Have you taken the course yet? Have you taken the course? These things help out a lot. Let me see what you got going on. Okay. Please let me know. Y'all, if y'all got questions, feel free to write your questions in the comment section. I just went over a bunch of information I don't usually talk about. Douglas, write out the whole thing, okay? You said yes like 8 million times. Not 8 times, like 4 times. Just write out what you've been having a problem with. Okay. Explain to me what you're having a problem with so I can go ahead and get you help, okay? Kevin, you too. Right? Tell me what you've been doing. Tell me what you've been doing, and then I can tell you what you need to do next. Okay. Give me a little context. Yeah. So TT, the thing is, because my consults are free, like, yeah, because my consults are free, like sometimes I got time to do it, sometimes I don't, so I'm not like, if it just reschedules, I just reschedule. You know what I mean? Like y'all not paying for that at all. So like just book another call. That's best I can tell you. Like I it'd be different if everybody was paying for consults. I'll just be like always like, oh snap, let me hurry up and get on there. It's not anything personal, by the way, but usually people call me, we'll talk for a bit. But yeah, I my bad, but because it's free, I'm not like rushing to try to, run back and try to reschedule it all the time. Because like sometimes I talk to a lot of people on the same day. It's always a phone call. It's a phone call. I'll talk to you on the phone. Yeah, ain't trying to be a butthole about it. TT, just by the way, that's just like sometimes I'll be talking to like 10 people in a day, and sometimes people fall through the cracks, and like if they don't follow up, I'm just like, hey, I talked to 10 people today. Like that's just how it works. But anyway, Fred and Kevin, what if y'all would please go in a little bit of detail? All right, so I can help y'all out on this one. Y'all got the course, y'all got license, but tell me what's going on. Okay, you have a hard time getting deployed. Why? I need to know give me some specifics. What, when, where, why, how? Like, explain to me what's going on. All right, anybody's got any questions? The floor is open for questions, comments, and concerns. All right. Thank you, Kevin. There we go. Thank you. That explains some things. You're reaching out to rosters with IAs and reaching out to staffing positions as well. Kevin, have you opened your roadmap to becoming an independent insurance adjuster and went to 15 questions to ask IA firms? Okay. When you're contacting these IA firms, what are you asking them? Are you using those 15 questions, or are you just asking people, are they hiring you? Are they hiring? Right? We got a lot of resources there for all of you. Okay. Especially if you got the roadmap, especially if you got Insurance Adjuster Bundle. Insurance Adjuster Bundle has roadmap inside of it, but they all have that 15 questions to ask IA firms. I think that's a great tool. So Kevin, are you using that yet? Also, when you're reaching out, are you reaching out via email? Are you reaching out via text? Are you calling them? Give me some more specifics so we can get a better idea. Also, how long have you been trying to get hired? Right. Because I think, let me see that. Okay. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate that. Having problems getting deployed. Same question for you, Fred. How long have you been trying to get deployed? Are you trying, and then also this is for you too, Kevin. Are you trying to do field deployments? Are you trying to do remote deployments? Are you trying to do in-office deployments? Okay, so it's been a month and a half. All right, so Kevin, that's fine. All right, a month and a half, you're not having a problem yet. All right, this is not a problem. This is pretty average for a month and a half in, okay? Yeah. Fred, how long have you been trying to get deployed? Yeah, if you like Kevin, if you had said like 3 months or something like that, 4 months, I'd be like, yo, give me a call. Let's get on the phone and talk. But a month and a half, you're fine. You're fine because 15. Let's say it's 15 companies, and it's been what 6 weeks. That means you've contacted a company every 2 companies a week, something like that. or you contacted all 15 of them over the course of 6 weeks, which is still not anything crazy just yet, because like it or not, y'all, we can't create deployments, right? So in that 6 week period, Kevin, you're doing all right so far. Are they not contacting you back at all? Are they giving you any information on anything? What information are you getting from them when you call them and when you email them? That's my next question. Fred, I think you're doing great getting your Xactimate training. It's always smart to do. I did send out that free training resource for Xactimate on YouTube. If y'all all check your emails, if y'all are all inside of my email list, I did send that email out to everybody. Yeah, so Fred and Kevin, y'all both got the same situation. It's been a month. You got licensed in August. You're doing great so far. Okay, you don't have a problem yet. You're just going through the process. All right. So if all of us got hired a month after we started, this would be super easy, right? So you're doing fine. Y'all are both, Kevin, Fred, y'all are both doing fine. Keep it up, right? Are y'all just doing field? Are y'all trying to get field jobs? Are y'all trying to get desk property? Trying to get remote property? Let me know. Okay. I just want to know how open y'all are to y'all's deployments. I know it was some stuff in Michigan within the last month and a half. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're requesting Xactimate and stability training. That's awesome. So if you're already proficient in both, make sure your resume is updated to reflect that. You'll be good to go. But Fred and Kevin, I think y'all just got to keep going. So far, I don't see any reason. I don't see anything based on what we're talking about so far, what y'all telling me, that says y'all doing anything wrong. Okay. I think y'all doing everything the right way so far. All right. So who else got questions, comments, or concerns before I keep going? 27 minutes into this. Got 18 people on here watching. Might got more than that, depending on if somebody's watching on Twitter or not. But let's see what other questions anybody have. It's a bunch of guys in here. No, TT. But I know it's a bunch of guys in here. Anybody else got questions or comments, concerns? Before we get back into this, El Nino is here, and it is ruining our hurricane season for us. So none of us are making the money we want to make. I know that's what we all want to talk about. Like, why is it so slow? Is independent insurance adjusting always this slow? And it's not always this slow, y'all. Sometimes we'll go 1,000 miles an hour for 2 years straight. Okay. It'll be just busy for like literally 2 years, 3 years in a row, like no slow periods. It's just like always something happening. Right. And I got to always remind y'all that we have seasons, right? It's times when it's slow, it's times when it's fast. It's a little slow right now. Okay. This is why, we talk about taking care of your money. That's why I'm a big advocate for having my students, specifically my mentors, my mentees. I focus on them getting $10,000. All right. Get 10 grand in the bank. When you're working, get 10 grand in the bank. Field adjusters, desk adjusters, remote adjusters. If you're working, save $10,000. We do not know the next time things are going to get slow. I don't know everybody's bills or anything like that, but I know $10,000 in cash can at least float anybody for at least a couple months with how bills are right now. If your bills are low, it might take you, 10 grand might take you 3 months, maybe 3.5, almost 4 months. So you want to be able to use your finances as a security blanket when things slow down. All right. Do desk adjusters need to know Xactimate too, or is it just for field and for remote desk deployments? What type of computer do we need? Usually for remote deployments, I'm gonna say 90% of the time, they provide desktop, they provide dual monitors, or usually one monitor, sometimes two. They will provide a laptop as well, 90% of the time. There are some carriers that will let you use your own laptop, but that's usually not a thing, all right? But they usually provide equipment, all right? So then the next one is, do desk adjusters need to know Xactimate too? Yes. There are several carriers that require their desk adjusters to work Xactimate, run Xactimate, and be able to write estimates in Xactimate. I know ASI Progressive was one of them. I know that when I was working at Allstate Canada for CRU, I ran Symbility. So if you work in property, you should expect at some point, whether it's field or desk or remote, to run Xactimate. So it'll be smart for you to go look at those free resources I sent out and start acquainting yourself with Xactimate and Symbility. Workers' comp. I have never worked workers' comp. Done Clavius. Never worked workers' comp. I don't even know anybody that's worked workers' comp, to be honest with you. I do, and I have seen those deployments out there, but because I was never qualified to work workers' comp, I just never got a chance to work those claims. That's one set of claims, y'all, I can't speak on at all. Unfortunately, that's you stumped me on that one. I usually got an answer for you, Don Clavius, but unfortunately on this one, workers' comp, I don't. I do see deployments for workers' comp a couple, 3 times a year, right? And I know that obviously, with those deployments, people are working, but yeah, I can't tell you on that one. I know a lot of stuff. I don't know everything, and I don't want to lead you down the wrong path, okay? I spoke with MoCat. They wanted to sell me a training. MoCat. You're going to see that, by the way, with these IE firms. They're going to be offering training. They're going to be selling trainings, things like that. Some are pretty good. Some are pretty good. I'm not going to knock all of them. There's some good trainings out there that some of these IE firms are putting out. So it just depends. Do your research. Always do your research and find out. And if they got something that you like, go for it. Take it. What states should we buy for the oncoming season? All right. So what we have coming up next. So this is assuming that we have about 30 days left in the hurricane season. Assuming we don't have a hurricane hit in the next 30 days, if I was in y'all's position, all right, I would get my home state. If I don't have a home state, I'll get a designated home state. I'm always going to get the Gulf Coast. All right. Texas always has a bunch of claims. Florida always has a bunch of claims. I'll pick up, Gulf Coast states. Michigan is cheap. Michigan costs anywhere from $30 to $50, depending on the state. That's your home state. All right. New Mexico is very cheap as well, depending on your home state. I wouldn't really pick up anything more than 5 licenses. So if you got Alabama or Georgia, or Texas, or something like that, or Florida, pick your home state license up, pick 4, and you take it from there. That's all you gotta do. And the only reason I say that is because the person who's actually going to be telling you what licenses to get are the insurance carriers after you get deployed through that IA firm, because they have coverage in those states, right? So right now, you kind of playing a guessing game of which carrier am I going to and what coverages do they have? What states do they cover, right? So if you run around like, I'm gonna get a New York license, man, because I heard that, New York license is really in demand, and then you go get deployed in Florida, and they don't have any New York claims. Now what? Now you wasted a license. You wasted money on a license that is not gonna make you any money. So pick 5 licenses, pick them up, and then when you get hired, let the IA firm or the carrier tell you what license you need to get next, okay? Because you might be picking up anywhere from 3 more licenses that takes you to 8. You might get another 8 to take you to 13. So you don't want to get a bunch of random licenses and then you got to pick a whole another 7 or 8 licenses so you can be in compliance with the insurance carrier. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Good job, Fred. I wouldn't get anything else until I got hired, by the way. All right. What else, y'all? What else y'all got? Any tips on resumes for someone who's never been deployed? I'm licensed, but I currently work a call center job. I feel like my resume looks so irrelevant. That's all I have. Well, I got news for you, TT. Rotimi. I got news for you. if you work in desk, call center jobs give you a lot of experience. All right, because desk adjusting, you doing a call center job. People are calling you, and then you got to talk them through whatever you need to talk them through. You got to get information from them, get information from them, and walk them through your process of how you want to handle a claim. So call center work, that's great. That's a huge plus for remote and for desk adjusting, auto or property. Okay. TT, have you taken a roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster? If so, there is a mini course on there about resumes. Okay. I don't know if you've taken the course yet, roadmap course yet. If you have not, it's a great course to get because it has that resume in there and it gives you exactly what you need to do and how you need to format your resume. Okay. Yeah, going. No, I just knew I took this WhatsApp off. All right. There we go. Hi, Stephen. If I'm currently on deployment and other adjusting firms reach out to me about a deployment opportunity, is it best to return their call and let them know that I'm available now? Unavailable now. Deshaunay. So this is what I would do. Okay. If they're calling me, what I want to do is I still want to build some type of relationship with the recruiter or whoever it is that's calling. So, hey, thanks for calling me. I'm not available right now, but here's 5 people that are, right? Give that recruiter a bone, all right? You got friends that's in the business. You got friends that want to get in the business or friends that's kind of, they're not working right now. They want to work. Call that person back, call that recruiter back and let them know, say, hey, look, I'm not working, but I got several people that are working. And what they'll do is they'll look out for you, right? Yeah, they'll look out for you and say, hey, you know what? I remember last time you gave me 5 people. They'll call you again. Hey, you know anybody else? And next time they call you, you might be free. And if you're free, they're going to pick you up. Hey, I appreciate you, hooking me up those last 5 people. Last time, I got something for you this time. So take it as a chance to network and scratch that back so they can scratch yours later on. All right. About the course and got licensed in April 2022. I want to make the transition, but I feel like I'm missing knowledge to make the jump. TT, yes, we can, but we do need to talk, okay? Let's talk tomorrow. Okay. Just schedule time tomorrow and we'll talk. Okay. Because you feel like you need some more knowledge. We need to go ahead and get you some more knowledge, all right? Matt, you're trying to get started. What's up? What's the trying part? What's the holdup? Why are you not licensed yet? End to end, how much money will it take before I can start working? Great question, Matt. But it's a few things I don't know. I don't know if you want to be in the field or in the office or at home. I'm going to give you a general statement, okay? This is super general, $1,000. That's super general. That just gives you the ability to work. That's going to cost you, let's say, we'll keep numbers around, $200 for your state license. That's your pre-licensing course. No, you know what? No, let's say $300 for your pre-licensing course and state license. Then from there, you'll need 5 licenses. Let's say those 5 licenses run you, so $150 a piece. That puts you at what? 5 times 150. Make sure I do my math right. 5 times 150 was that 650? 750. So plus 300, $1,050. That gets you eligible. You can get a couple certifications for free. That's a real general number. It might cost a little bit less than that. It might cost a little bit more than that, but that's in the end. Now, how much time and money? I would say time. You're going to have to put a lot of time in the beginning so you can get a license. So you're going to study every day, for at least a few hours a day. Now, keep in mind, y'all, we're talking about studying for a month and putting in $1,000, maybe $1,200 to get a 6-figure job. Like, that's a pretty low barrier of entry. What's up, Mimi? How you doing? Yeah, TT, let's talk. Let's talk tomorrow. Yeah, Matt. So anyway, what's stopping you? What I know you heard about it, Justin, but what's the holdup? Because you know, obviously I'm biased because I'm an insurance adjuster myself, but like it's not expensive. It's not a whole bunch of time that you got to put into it, and even if it took you 6 months to get hired, it'll still be worth it. If it would change how much you make over the next 5 or 6 years, you know, um, I feel like everybody should get licensed. We all should get licensed. We all should have something to fall back on. We should all be able to take advantage of an opportunity if a big storm were to hit, a big hailstorm were to hit. You got a bunch of cars to get taken care of, and you can get out of a position where you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year and get up to that $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year because you have another tool in your toolbox to get to work with, right? So something to think about for those of y'all who haven't started. So it's a reason to get started, y'all. We are deep into a recession right now, right? And I think that we all need more options to be able to make money and take care of ourselves, take care of our families, right? Questions, y'all. Mimi, you got a question? Do you have any questions, y'all? Y'all can ask whatever y'all want to ask, by the way. Y'all don't have to, if you feel like it's an obvious question, don't worry about that. I get a lot. I get all kind of questions. I want to make sure we get an answer for y'all tonight, right? If y'all just coming in, earlier we were talking about El Nino, how much it's slowed down the industry as far as IAs are concerned, how things gotten slow, what we do when things get slow. For anybody, let's go back into that. When it gets slow, what do you do, right? So if you're working, you keep working. I never advocate for anybody to quit their job before they get deployed. If you got a job, keep your job for right now. Okay, keep working. You don't want to be out here and be like, I'm going to get hired tomorrow. I'm going to quit my job. Don't do that. Wait till you get hired, then you quit. But in the meantime, between time, double down on your skills. Okay, it's all kinds of resources out there right now, y'all. I've said this a bunch of times on this call. If you are on my email list, I've sent out a free resource for Xactimate and SimAbility. Take your time now while you're not deployed to just get familiar with Xactimate, get familiar with SimAbility. All right, pick up some certifications. There's a lot of free certifications out there for all of y'all. Okay, work on your computer literacy. All right. If you don't know anything about Microsoft Excel, you might want to start messing around with Microsoft Excel because we use Microsoft Excel in this business, not just Xactimate and SimAbility. We be using Excel, so like it'd be best to just learn about that. All right. It'll be good to get your typing skills up, everybody. If you can't type and talk on the phone at the same time, you might want to start practicing that. It's just little things. These are small little skills that make you faster when you finally get deployed. Okay, don't just wait around for things to happen. You want to take control of your career. This is how we take control of our career. It's how we take control of our income. Get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? If y'all just do a little quick typing, a typing challenge once a week or twice a week or once a day. Let me see how many words I can type real quick. It'll take you a long way. I promise y'all. So I was watching the practice call. I want to know how the system is set up to take notes. Meaning, so every claim system is different. We don't have just one claim system. We have file notes where we have claim environments where there is no edit button on the file notes. If you put a typo in there, it's just in there. You have file note systems that only write in capital letters, right? There are dozens of claim systems that we work in, y'all. There's over 5,000 insurance companies in the United States, and a whole bunch of them use completely different claim handling environments, right? So that's just something to understand, Mimi, that it's not just one system that we take notes in. You want to proofread your stuff first. and you always want to proofread it again just to be sure, because once the typo is there, there's no editing it. If you put something stupid in there, if you curse in there, if you put not enough information, you have to write another file note, explaining why you wrote the file note the way you wrote it, and that's not what you want to do. All right, so KG show, I just learned it. IA existed, and it almost sounds too good to be true. I'm very interested in it though. All right, so KG show, I would like to give you some things that help you know it's not too good to be true. It's hard. All right, you're gonna work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. You may have to travel around the United States. You can get fired. You can get fired for showing up late too many times. You can get fired for not writing file notes correctly. You can get fired for talking to somebody wrong on the phone. You can get fired for getting into it with your manager. You can get fired for a number of reasons, right? So let me give you some cons so you understand it ain't that good, okay? When you start working, like I had a student call me yesterday, or today as a matter of fact. He had 85 days on a deployment. He worked 83 of those days, 10 hours a day. Are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared to work almost 90 days straight? He was making about $11,000 after taxes, which is great money, but he was working. All right, so you're going to earn every single dollar that you make in this business. It's not going to be given to you. All right. If hired by an IA firm and things are slow, can you work part-time with another company and it causes conflict of interest with the IA firm? Y'all, do not work for two companies at the same time. Okay? It is a conflict of interest. If you get caught, you're going to get fired, and you might get fired from both companies. It is not worth it. When things are slow, when we say things are slow, we mean it's slow for the people who are not working. Okay? We don't mean it's slow for the people who are working deployments, right? When things are slowing down, that means the deployment is about to end. There is no part-time in this business, by the way. Okay? So if you're working for another company, you're also working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week for them too. So how do you plan on working 50, 60, 70 hours a week with one company and do 50, 60, 70 hours a week with another company? It don't work like that. Okay? Let's just get it all out of our heads that we're going to work two companies, y'all. This is not, I don't teach anybody how to finesse anything. Okay? Those of us who are in this business, we are licensed professionals. We have a license to lose if we do stupid stuff. So things like working two deployments is stupid. Okay? Why is it stupid? There's two different claim systems, two sets of claim numbers, several policies you got to read and understand, right? And it's not just about making money. What do we want to do? We want to build out our expertise, right? We want to build out our knowledge. And so if you're trying to handle two sets of claims, imagine you got two computers right here and phones are ringing, policy numbers are completely different. And, you have Sue over here talking to you about her house at 123 Main Street in Houston, Texas. You have Jane over here telling you about 356 Main Street in Dallas, Texas. And you're going back and forth like this. How do you always know that Sue is on the right side and Jane is on the left side? How do you always know which policy goes with what? Because different carriers got different guidelines. And now you're doing things thinking that, no, I know the policy says this, so I'm right like this. And it's wrong because you're using it for the wrong company. Great way to lose your job. Great way to burn yourself out. All for what? For a little extra money, the extra $1,300 a week, $1,400 a week. It's not worth it. Okay? I'm not getting on you, Sherm, by the way. I just want to make sure that we all know that we don't need to do that, right? If we're going to be doing this for the next 5 years or next year, next 2 years, a few extra $1,000 because we work double deployments is not worth it, okay? I hope everybody understands that. What other questions y'all got? KG show, you just found out IA existed. What other questions you got? What do you want to know? I got a whole lot to tell you. And also, KG Show. And anybody else is just now hearing about this, y'all, I got a ton of free videos on this YouTube channel. All this YouTube channel does is talk about insurance adjusting. I've been talking about this for 3 years on this channel. So I got like 60, 70, 80 videos at this point that y'all can go and reference. I'm talking about all types of things. Okay, I talk about hurricanes, I talk about hail season. I'll show you a day in the life of an insurance adjuster. I'll talk about the pros and cons in depth. Right, I'm answering all kinds of questions, and they're usually questions that you have. Right, so, what are the questions y'all got? Let's keep it going. I want to make sure that we get as much answered as possible for everybody. Can we negotiate rates of pay with IA firms, Jeanette? This is what I'm going to preface that question with. They already pay us well. And for those of you all who are new, and Jeanette, I'm just going to assume you're new. Okay, you might not be new, but I'm just going to assume you're new. You don't even know, like, we don't have enough knowledge to say, hey, you should pay me more, right? They're paying $26 an hour, or $28 an hour, or $34 an hour, $36, whatever. The job can be quite complicated, right? And so I think that you can, for a newer adjuster, if you've been in the business less than 2 years, I won't even be thinking about trying to change my rate. I wouldn't even be thinking about trying to change my rate. If you are, more than 3 years in the business, or you got like a lot of experience on some technical stuff like Xactimate, Stability, large loss claims, flood, a lot of technical stuff, then you could probably talk about, negotiating a rate of pay. But, if you got less than 3 years in the business, it's a yes or no. Yes, I'm taking it. No, I'm not taking it. That's how it's got to be for you. Okay. How do you get trained in different companies' policies? That's a great question. I haven't heard that one in a while. Here's what you're going to do. Every day when you get to work, you're going to read the policy. Every insurance carrier that you're going to work with, y'all, is going to have at minimum 3 policies that you're going to be dealing with. It's going to be the basic, like the silver and then the gold policy, right? So the basic is like the cheapest one they got that gives you coverage. Then you have like an intermediate, it's got a little extra, and then the gold package is going to have like the most. So it's going to be at least 3 policies that you need to be have an understanding of, right? And the only way you're going to do that is by reviewing policy every single day. Okay, you don't have to know different companies' policies. You only need to know one. You only need to know one company's policy while you're working them. On 90% of your deployments, there are deployments where you might work for several companies, but that's few and far between. Okay, so for the average deployment, you need to review policy every single day. If you work 6 days a week, you need to give a run through of that policy 6 times a week. Okay, if you want to be excellent as an adjuster, if you want to have amazing file notes, if you want to be able to explain yourself in staff meetings, if you want to be able to explain yourself to an insured when they're arguing with you and yelling and cussing and all that stuff, I suggest reading policy 30 minutes a day, every single day. It's not pretty, it's not super fun, but you're going to be miles ahead of every new adjuster. You're going to be miles ahead of every adjuster that might got a year or 2 or 3 years of business. And you're going to be miles ahead of even your manager. If your manager is not reviewing in the same way you are, you're going to be able to make decisions much faster, independently, with confidence. If you can do that, you're going to be a star on deployment. Okay. Yvette, what's up? Thank you. I appreciate you. Yvette. Yeah. So that's how you get trained on different policies. It's up to you. Right. All right, so possible silly question. When a person calls, will their direct policy come up, or I just know the company policy? Great question. And this is the answer, okay? It depends on the system. I've had claim systems that when they call, everything pops up immediately. Mimi White's calling, this is her claim number, this is her policy number, so on and so forth, okay? What usually happens, there's a search feature, right? So Mimi calls, hey, Steven, this is Mimi. Hey, Mimi, what's your last name? My name is Mimi White. All right, perfect. MIMIWHITE? Okay, great. I'm gonna type that in, and then depending on how many Mimi Whites come up, if only one come up, I know exactly what I'm talking to. Or what I'll do is, if it's a bunch of Mimi Whites, I'm gonna say, hey, Miss White, what's your street address? And I'll type in Mimi White, and I'll put in 123 Main Street, Houston, Texas, and then bam, her claim number pops up, right? If she has a very familiar, like let's say we got 20 Mimi Whites, right? And they got 5 of them that live on 123 Main Street. Then I'm gonna ask, or let's say she's filed several claims. I'm gonna ask, when was your date of loss? Oh, it happened on October 6th, 2023. All right, great. Damn, now you got the claim number. From there, we just go in and we confirm everything once we get the claim. Okay. You have great content about this business in your videos. Thank you so much, Life Wide Open. I appreciate that. I try to make sure we get as much information in y'all hands as possible. I want to see all y'all make it. I want to see everybody do well. I've seen so many people get in this business and do well for themselves, do well for their families, get their cousins in, their brothers and sisters, their kids in the business. And I want to make sure that y'all can do it too, right? Because somebody did it for me. My mom did it for me. You know, my mother got me in this business. I got my best friend in this business. You know, I work with my cousins in this business, my best friends, and I gotten over 600 other people outside of my immediate family. I've gotten over 600 people hired in this business, and a lot of y'all are gonna get hired too, because I've been doing this long enough now on the teaching side of things. I've gotten to see a lot of names come up a bunch of times, like Yvette. I've seen Yvette's name several times, and I know that people like that usually go on to get hired and they do really well. You know, I know I'm just thinking of some names on top of my head from back in the day, like 3 and 4 years ago. Well, 3 and 4 and 5 years ago, when I was just telling people, you know, one-on-one. But in these last 3 years, I've seen a lot of people that I would see over and over again, and then I wouldn't see them for a while. I'm like, hey, where'd that person go? And they'll hit me up and say, hey, man, I'm working. I'm deployed, and I've gotten to see a lot of y'all work together and work with my colleagues, work with my own mother, you know. So I've seen some of y'all go on to become managers, trainers, business owners in your own right, you know, buying houses and cars and all that kind of stuff. So I get a real kick out of this. So I want to make sure I keep giving y'all the good information so y'all can keep achieving what it is y'all want to achieve, you know. And for those of y'all who's watching on replay, I appreciate you watching on replay too. Yeah, look, everybody, I want to remind everybody, all right, we don't have control over weather, okay? But what we do know is weather don't stop, all right? So just because it ain't rain today, don't mean it's going to rain tomorrow. Don't mean it won't rain tomorrow, right? And so that's why you got to stay optimistic. Go look at, this I want to challenge everybody to do, okay? Go look at the hurricanes through the years. All right, go look at all these tornadoes that happened over the years in the United States. These hailstorms. Go look at hailstorms and all the damage they caused. Just look at the last decade. Type in, you know, hailstorms in the United States in the last 10 years, hurricanes in the United States in the last 10 years, and go look up how much money they have generated, right, in damage. $20 billion here, $5 billion here, $3 billion there. I guarantee you in the last 10 years, let's go find out, as a matter of fact. We're gonna go find out how much these what's what I'm looking for. Let's go look at how much these hurricanes have caused, how much damage they caused. Hurricane, how much damage have hurricanes caused in the last decade in the United States? Let's go see. Wow, that's insane. This is something to be optimistic about, Jay. And again, I don't like seeing nobody get hurt and like that, but we work in this industry, and that's what happens in our industry. We deal with weather, all right? So have a look. Of the $363 billion weather disaster since 1980, as of August 23, tropical cyclones or hurricanes have caused the most damage, over $1.3 trillion total, with an average cost of $22.8 billion per event. Yo, that's since 1980. Let's go look at this. Let's have a look at this, right? The cumulative cost of 16 separate billion-dollar weather events in the U.S. in 2017 was $306 billion. That's just in 2017. In 2005, it was $214 billion. Okay? All right. Once we know these kind of numbers, then we understand, y'all, when they say $308 billion in damage, that means $308 billion had to get replaced. There was $308 billion worth of property, casualty, life, whatever it is, anything that was insured, $308 billion of that had to be paid out by insurance companies. Who had to do that? Adjusters, staff adjusters, and independent adjusters. That's who had to do that, right? So if in 2005 it was $214 billion, in 2017 it was $318 billion, right? That means we got a lot of money on the table, y'all. They're talking about there were 16 separate billion-dollar events just in 2017 alone. Obviously, 2017 is not 2023, but I want to help everybody understand what kind of money it is, right? For example, if you're writing, let's say, $1 million per month on a 5-month deployment, all right, you're responsible for $5 million of that $300 and some billion in damages that had to get taken care of. Just you. If it was 100 of you at $5 million, it would only be $500 million. Right? If it was 10 of you, I'm sorry, it was 100 of you writing $5 million a month. That's only $500 million. And we're talking about $300 billion in damage in a year, in one calendar year. That's how many adjusters we need to handle these kind of deployments. All right, to handle these kind of weather events. Does that make sense? Is that a correct analogy for y'all? Is that like sinking in for everybody? That's why I want to give everybody optimism about this. And that's why insurance adjusting is so lucrative. We got to have a lot of boots on the ground to inspect the properties, take photos of everything, review every file. Every single file has to be reviewed, y'all. That takes a whole, those are human eyes has to look at every file review. We got to have managers and trainers, right? We got to have desk adjusters. We got to have people that can help out desk adjusters. Right? There's a lot that goes into this. There's a big ecosystem in insurance adjusting, everybody. So when we look at these numbers, these are crazy numbers, by the way. Coast.NOAA.gov, great website for you to know, right? This is a lot of money. I was there for Hurricane Harvey. I was there for Hurricane Irma, Maria, so on and so forth. Y'all, this is a lot of money on the table. And this is going to require a lot of people, a lot of manpower, a lot of woman power to make these things happen. Right? All right. Policies can be pretty long. Did you remember them by daily reading, or did you have a way to remember? I read it every day. Okay? That's how it is. I read it every day. Why? I want it to be excellent. All right? I don't care if it's 22 pages. A policy is 22 pages, give or take. That's it. 22 pages isn't that long. You read every day because you start knowing where everything is. Do you want to know where everything is? Do you want to be really good, or do you want to have to go ask your manager? Which one is longer? Having to ask your manager a question that's in your policy and having to wait. Hey, Mr. Manager. Hey, Miss Manager. I don't know about this claim. And you wait for 30 minutes. Or because you read every day for 30 minutes, you know exactly where that answer is. Right? Let's go pull it up. Okay. Let's go pull this up real quick. HO3 sample policy. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna pull up this policy real quick for y'all so y'all can see this. Look at this. HO3 sample policy. I know this isn't sexy. It's 22 pages long, You need to know where everything is on this policy. If you mean to tell me for 90 days, if you read this, you don't got to read every single word, but if you know where everything is, I know the agreements here, I know the definitions here. If I scroll down a bit, I know where exclusions is and coverage A, B, and C. If I just scroll through this, I know where everything is, so I can talk to somebody on the phone, and I know where it's a little paragraph about communicable disease. It's right here on page 18 because I'm reading this every single day, right? You're just reviewing this. You're just skimming over it every day so you can know where things are. Because do you want to be the person that's dependent on your manager to make a decision, or do you want to be the person that says, "Hey, give me that claim. I know what to do." Yo, hey, y'all, Mimi, she know the policy. She know what doing this one. Hey, transfer that claim to her. And you go in there, "Hey, Mr. Insurer, how you doing? What's going on in your claim?" All right. Actually, that's not covered, and it's not covered because of. Let me go to the paragraph. You copy and paste the paragraph. You put in the email, send it off to them. Denied claim, close it, and it's done. You want to be that person, or do you want to be the person that's like, "Hey, come over here real quick. Can you help me out?" And now you waiting all the time. Which do you want to be? We're making $100,000 plus every year. Some of this stuff is going to be inconvenient to do. Some of this stuff is going to be a little hard. It's 22 pages. 22 pages get you to $100,000 a year. Review 22 pages every day. Okay, that's all you got to do. Give it 30 minutes a day. All right. If you can do that consistently, you're going to be a winner. You're going to be an excellent adjuster. Who wants to be consistent every day? If you can be consistent, if you can have consistency of effort, you will be one of the best. These things compound with time, everybody. Your first year, if you're reviewing every day, if you're reviewing, you're going to be good. You're going to be a good adjuster. If you do it for 2 years in a row, you're damn good. If you do it for 3 years in a row, you're a manager. Y'all understand? If you do it for 4 years in a row, you're doing large loss. If you do it for 5 years in a row, you are financially free. Are y'all understanding? It's the details, okay? Most people are lazy. Most adjusters are lazy, staff or independent. They are lazy. If you can be detail-oriented and focus on doing the things that nobody else wants to do, nobody reads policy. Nobody writes good file notes. If you give me 100 adjusters, it's 10 of them that write good file notes, and it's 5 of them that actually read the policy. The rest depend on those 5 and 10 people who know policy. The rest depend on other people who write good file notes to copy and paste their file note templates. That's what they do in this business. Which would you rather be? Would you rather be a person who has complete control of their career because they have mastered the small skills consistently? Or do you want to get in, do 3 months, do 2 weeks, 2 months? Yeah, deployment, it slowed down. I got released. Look, let me tell y'all something. I want everybody to understand this and hear me really clearly when I say this. If you're not working to the very end of a deployment, you're not a good adjuster. That's how it works. They can tell you whatever thing they want to tell you about why you got released. You got released because you're not a good adjuster if you didn't make it to the end. Only good adjusters make it to the end. Okay? The best adjusters make it to the end of a deployment. All right? If you're not looking around and it's 3 or 4 people in the room, you weren't the best. Okay? Just want everybody to understand that. If you're getting released and there's still 100 people in the room, 200 people in the office, something like that, you've been messing up and making mistakes. So you got to double down on your skills for your next deployment. All right? I was finishing deployments with 2 people in the room, me and the manager. My manager used to just manage me, and that's it. That's how I finished deployments. Okay? I was finishing deployments with 15 claims in my queue, not 80 and 90 and 100 claims and 40 and 50 claims. I'm talking about I'm getting down to 5 claims type of situations. Right? That's how you finish a deployment. All that you got released and all these people sit there, it's because you're not good. So which one do you want to be? You want to be a person that ends it, Do you want to be a person that ends the deployment and you get released because the deployment is over? The deployment is over, or do you want to be the person that's getting cut all the time because you can't be bothered with doing things that take a little effort? Are all policies pretty much formatted the same regardless of the carrier? Jaden, that's not something that I would assume. Okay, because we got auto, we got property, we got all types of claims. Okay, so you need to be reading policy like they're all brand new. Okay, because they all got little details in there, semicolons, and ifs, if-thens, and ors in different places that can change the whole meaning of a policy or a whole meaning of a sentence just by a semicolon. All right, so something to pay attention to. Do not assume that all policies are written the same. Okay. You don't need to have construction experience because all claims are not property claims. All right. You don't need construction experience for auto claims. It's a whole bunch of cars you're dealing with all the time. All right. Questions? I be getting pumped up about this stuff, y'all. I know y'all can make it. I know y'all can get in here and make it happen. If you can put the effort in, you can win. Yeah, comes with time. That's all it is. You need time, right? We're gonna write a file note on every single time. Every single time we enter a claim, we're gonna write a file note. Okay. Every single claim you do as a as a field adjuster, you're gonna write a note on. You're gonna write an estimate on. Every single auto claim you get into, you're gonna write an estimate. You're gonna write a file note in. Anything you gotta do with that claim, you're gonna write a note about it. All right, so we're gonna get good at it if you want to stick around. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. I'm knocking these little knockoff Red Bulls. I'm knocking these things down. I was tired before. I don't even like these. I hate these things, as a matter of fact. I hate energy drinks. But I was tired today. So I had to do what was necessary so I can talk to all y'all. We were talking about no, it's not a different license for each type like property versus auto. Automobiles and cars, they fall under property. The property portion of your license. Casualty is like health and life insurance, right? So I'm sorry. Casualty is not life insurance. The property and casualty, that license covers all the claims that we're going to work with as independent adjusters, right? Yeah, that's how it's going to work. There are different licenses if you work like crop claims in certain states. There are different licenses if you work workman comp claims in certain states. It's not every state. Some states are all lines. Okay, so every state is not a property and casualty only license. Some licenses for some states are all lines. All right. You are thrown into the fire, SGH. You are always thrown to the fire. That's why I do all the things I do here to help y'all. Because this is what they do. They turn on a presentation. They got a projector screen up. And they talk to y'all for like 6 hours straight. And you like dizzy, half sleep, trying to write out a little quiz or something like that. They'll quiz you on some stuff. They might ask a couple of people a question. People wake up for a second. And then like, all right, we're putting y'all on phones tomorrow. And that's it. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help y'all. I'm trying to give y'all the extra training that y'all are not going to get on these deployments. You're not getting trained. Okay, I'll let you know that right now. I don't care what deployment you're on. Unless you're working a staff, unless you're going to be a staff adjuster, you're not getting trained. Just expect that. In your claim handling course, is your claim handling course also for people never deployed, just want to get familiar, or mainly if you're on deployment touching claims, trying to actively learn? It's for both, right? people who are actively deployed, if you never touched claims before, you don't know what you're doing. So you need to get polished up. If you are deployed, if you got like a year of experience does not equal expertise. So you may have learned the wrong way to handle claims or a way that's not productive, and you got to get cleaned up. All right. If you're not an adjuster yet, that claim handling course is going to help you a lot because you're going to learn how to do everything the right way the first time, as opposed to learning the wrong way and then having to like just kind of stumble through it all. Right. So something to think about. Yeah, I saw that event. It's a great. The Essentials of Claim Handling is like low-key my favorite course. I think it's like super helpful, and nobody gets it, and they all need it. Because like whenever I do like a file note boot camp, I usually do those once or twice a year, file note boot camp, and people write crap file notes. They got 2 years experience in the business, and I'll see their file notes. I'm like, yo, that sucked. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's a terrible file note. I'll fire you if I was your manager, And then also with Essential Claim Handling, it also helps how you handle people on the phone, right? So you'll have people, it's like, I have adjusters that are new and they're like, yeah, I was on the phone for 30 minutes with this insurer. I was on the phone for 45 minutes. And I'll see other adjusters like, yeah, it happens to me a lot. Terrible. If you're on the phone for 30 or 45 minutes, you're not good. You're not good at what you do. All right, we can't handle claims and talk at the same time. You get the information you need from the insured, give them the information they need, and you get off the phone. Notate the claim, make some claim decisions, move the claim forward, and get out of there, get to the next one. We only have 10 hours to talk. We can't talk for 45 minutes per call, and we got 25 people we need to talk to today. 10, 15 minutes tops. 15 minutes, y'all talking about a lot of, you didn't talk too much in 15 minutes. So if you're a person, if you're an insured, if you're an adjuster and you're already working and you find yourself talking for more than 30 minutes, more than once a day, you got to fix that because it's cutting into your productivity. We got numbers we have to hit in this business, and we can't hit those if we are around here just chit-chatting all day. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if y'all done with the questions. I'll get off of here now, but I'll stay on if y'all got some more questions. All right. I just want to make everything super clear to everybody so y'all can know how to win. Okay. I do these lives so I can make sure y'all gonna win out here. All right. Y'all got 30 seconds. I don't see nothing in 30 seconds. We'll end this call. By the way, can we get these questions out of the way? Are you welcome, Mimi? I appreciate having all y'all on. I like talking to all y'all. Y'all make my world go round. So I like to talk to all y'all. I'm gonna try to do these more often to make sure. So T King, great question. We don't get paid because a claim gets denied. All right. We don't. So, all right. You know what? Let's talk about it a different way. Field adjusters get paid on a fee schedule. Fee schedule is essentially commission. Okay. They get paid a rate for each claim they inspect. Right. So let's say it's a claim that had $50,000 in damage. That claim, they get paid a certain commission on the amount of damage they find. They have a minimum they get paid for denials, but a denial, a field adjuster would not make a denial. A desk adjuster makes a denial, but the field adjuster gets paid on what they write. So if it's like a cancellation or something like that, they don't want to pursue the claim any further and they haven't inspected yet, they might get paid $100 or something like that. Now, if you are a desk adjuster, you don't get paid any more or less for a claim being denied or for a claim being approved because you get paid by the hour. Okay. Same with remote adjusters. Same with auto adjusters. We don't get paid more or less as people who make decisions based on if we deny a claim or not. Okay, we just get paid a regular hourly rate or our daily rate. Okay. I'm trying to click on your links, but I'm receiving an error. How do I join your email list, training? Oh, let's see what link you're trying to pull up real quick. I don't know where you're pulling it up from. Let's go to storylinks.car.co. Let's just have a look here. All right, there's one. So here we go. So if we're on my Twitter or my TikTok or wherever y'all looking at, and if you go right there, you can go to, oh, by the way, Roadmap.ia, $27 right now. I'll get into it in a second. So if you go to the free guide, that's there. And then if you go to, let's go to another one. Check out my other courses. That should work. That works. I don't know what link you're talking about. Then if you go to a free Telegram group, that works, right? All my links are working. I don't know. Okay, I was clicking under About on YouTube. Yeah, Jaden. Let me see. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go check out YouTube. I ain't making out to be no liar now, just so you know. I just want to make sure we can figure that out. Let's go to Steven. Let's see. Let's go to this channel real quick. Let's see old Steve, man. See what he got going on. I'm just trying to make sure that. All right. So if we go right here, we're on my channel, and right there is the link to storylinks.car.co. Let's see if an error pulls up. All right, so far nothing. You might be right. All right, that's wrong. All right, I see what it is. Let me fix that. Storylinks.car.co. I'm gonna fix that right now. And I need to procrastinate. Let's go and get it done. Yeah, it's so strange how it's the same link everywhere, but on YouTube, for whatever reason, it's not fixed. So I'll get that fixed for you, okay, Jaden? In the meantime, between time, Jaden, let me do this. Go here. Let me just get you in here. Story links. I'll put it in the comment section for you, okay? Storylinks.car.co. Boom. You can go to that link right there, okay? Storylinks.car.co. That should get you in there to my main bio. What's the most challenging part about being an IA? It's time. You know, you're going to spend an exorbitant amount of time working. It's going to really eat at your personal life. I'm just being real with you. You know, if you are married, if you are, you got kids or anything like that, you need to have a conversation with them and let them know, hey, look, I'm about to be an independent adjuster. I'm about to be working a lot. Don't take it personal. You know, I've been single my whole time. I've been adjusting, so like I ain't really had to have no long conversations like that. But it's a lot. It's time intensive when you're working. You're making, like I said, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. You might work more than that. You might work, like my student just now, he did 83 days out of 85 days they worked. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of time working, right? So, something to think about. Yeah, but I would say the most challenging part is is the hours work. It takes a lot of time, and you don't really have time for a lot of partying, going to the gym all the time. And I still went to the gym, but you had to really make some sacrifices. Okay. I want to make the most amount of money I can, regardless of hours or type of adjusting. What kind do you recommend? Field adjusting. I recommend that you get an Exactament level 2 certification and you start getting on roofs and inspecting roofs. I think that is the way to make the most amount of money. I think you can get really close to $200,000 to $250,000 a year doing field adjusting if you get serious about it. You know, you get efficient with how you handle claims, and you can get, 5, 6 claims out a day. You know, getting really good at. Steph, I remember. If you can get really good at writing exactament claims, getting efficient with that, and just getting on them roofs, get on those roofs, and you can get 200, 250 grand a year, working 10, 11 months out of the year. You just got to push it. Okay. How do you deal with the person who is trying to get over on a claim? Here's the deal. And it's something that we all have to learn in this business, is that we are all in control of the claim. If you're the claim owner, ain't nobody getting over on nobody. It's up to you. You know, everything ends with you at the end of the day. You're the person who's writing a check. You're the person who writes a claim decision. You read your policy, and if you read your policy well, nobody's gonna get over on you, right? If you know carrier guidelines and policy, all you gotta tell the insured is if it's covered or not, right? And if you're reviewing policy, like I tell y'all, 30 minutes a day, every day, nobody's gonna get over on you because you know the policy. You know the policy, right? And so all you gotta do when somebody's trying to get over and you say, hey, Mr. Insured, this is what the policy says. It's the policy that you paid for, and this is what it says. Whoa, this, and that. All right, well, this was in black and white, and this is the contract that you bought and paid for. Ain't no arguing against policy. Not without a lawyer, at least. But at the end of the day, like I said, you're making the final decision. Okay? Yeah, Steph, you're going to be fine, man. Go be a field adjuster. Get out there and be a field adjuster and get your money back right. I assume most insurers don't take it lightly when you tell them their claim is denied. What if they refuse to take no for an answer or try to argue? Can you hang up on them once you've stated what it is? The essential claim handling is $27. Okay. Essential claim handling is $27. You know, I'm going to put it in for y'all because this answers that question with a, what's what I'm looking for? With a role-playing session. All right. Denials. What's the word I'm looking for? We're not here to make anybody happy, by the way, so everybody knows that. It's not about them being happy. Now we're here to make claims decisions, right? Where is it at? Let me get this essential claim handling for you really quick. Let me get this link for y'all. Boom. Pop. Save changes. Get that copy. Boom. There you go. Essential claim handling. We talk all about that. Click that link right there if you want to get that one. Great course to get. A lot of role playing in there. It's 90 minutes long, and it goes over exactly this. It goes exactly over this situation. But TT, to your point, let's talk about it now. I don't care if they take it lightly or not. I'm gonna write out why in an email. I'm gonna explain to them on the phone, and I'll put it in my file notes why. Right? Why we made a claim decision. It's gonna be based on policy. We always deny or approve based on policy. That's why we review policy 30 minutes a day. Okay. There is no refusing to take no for an answer. No is the answer, whether they accept or not. All right. We're not paying you based on this. We review the estimate, we review the policy. These are your options after that. If you don't agree, you can get your own estimate, in exactament with your own photos, disputing what we've said. Until then, this claim is closed. But I this and that and that. Is there anything else I can help you with? But you know what? Is there anything else I can help you with? I'm gonna keep repeating the same thing. I don't care. You know, y'all are in control. If you're an adjuster, you got to be in control. Your insured is not in control. Okay. We don't got to cuss them out. They don't got to let nobody cuss you out. But other than that, you're not here to put a smile on their face. You got to handle the claim. If it's a denial, it's a denial. You can't be scared to deny a claim. Okay. Just want to make that clear to everybody. Do not feel like you got to appease these people just because you're insured. You still got decisions to make. Am I making it clear to everybody? Y'all understand that? If you want to know more about handling claims, right there, 27 bucks. I'm making everything cheap right now, y'all. Why? Because 3 years ago, $27 was the price for all my courses. I actually only had one course 3 years ago. All right. And so I'm gonna make sure that all of you all get get the same opportunities that people had 3 years ago to get in this business for little or nothing and go in there and change their lives, right? So let me put this in here too, just so y'all, for those of y'all who have not gotten a roadmap, you can get the roadmap here. Boom. Yeah, you can get the roadmap here as well. Boom. We got 2 of these links in there. They are both in the comment section for all of you all. Yeah, that's a good question right there. And this trips a lot of people up because a lot of people will begin procrastinating when they go to talk to their insurers because they don't want to let the insurer down. All right. And that's why you got to be mindful of things you say. Again, that's why we need to assist the claim handling because we can't just say any and everything to these insured because they will hold it against you. We're going to get taken care of for you. You say, just saying words like that, I'm going to get taken care of. I'm going to make sure I get done for them. I'm going to do the best I can. Don't say none of that because the insurer going to hold you to it. What do you mean you deny my claim? You told me you're going to do the best you can. This is the best you can do. I've been a customer for 20 years. Now you got escalation because you were chatting with somebody, being nice and everything 5 weeks prior when you first got the claim, and now they hold you to it. I don't say those types of things. I don't say I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to see I can make something work for you. I don't say nothing like that. I'll be reviewing your claim, Mr. Insured, Miss Insured. That's it. I don't put myself in boxes with my words that I can't get out of. Right? Questions, comments, or concerns, y'all? What you got? If you don't got anything else, we're gonna wrap it up for the night. So don't give me your last couple questions, y'all. And again, I appreciate everybody for hopping in here. Talked about a lot of stuff today. Glad to see the participation. Got a bunch of people staying, being steady with me. I appreciate all y'all. Thank all y'all. What else you got? Excellent advice. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah, Mimi, I remember that. Can adjusters be sued? Great question. KG's show. You can be deposed, meaning you have to go to court and you have to testify based on claim notes that you may have written, like file notes you may have written. But for the most part, no, I've never been sued. I've never been deposed. I know a few people have been deposed before, but even then, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble because you got deposed. You just, they just filed a claim against the insurer, the insurance company, and you're there to testify. But getting sued, no, that's not really a thing, because we're working on behalf of the insurance carrier, But unless you do something like egregious or like you do something like with malintentions, you could probably get sued. But for the most part, I've never seen anybody get sued in my all these years of me being in the business. I've never seen it happen. I'm not gonna tell you it ain't ever gonna happen, but I've never seen it happen. Yes, this is gonna be recorded and saved on YouTube. So the same link you're watching on now, you can pull this up later. You better watch it. It's public. It's a public video, so y'all be able to see this. Okay, TT, let's talk tomorrow, please. Schedule a call. Matter of fact, let's get it so everybody can schedule a call. Let's go. Let's go on my Calendly real quick. Boom. If you want to talk, there's my Calendly right there. Schedule a call with me. Okay. Just so all y'all know, full transparency. If we do talk on the phone, I am going to talk to you about mentorship. Okay, just so you know. A lot of people, I got thousands of students. So yes, I will answer your questions, but we're all going to talk about my mentorship program as well. Okay, so the mentorship program ain't free. So give you a heads up on all that. So that's, yes, I will talk to you on the phone, but we also talk about that too. All right, everybody, that is it. We got essential claim handling, roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster. If you want to look at some of my other links, where are they at? Right here, storylinks.card.co. I'm going to put this storylinks.card.co in the description of this video right after I get off of here. So if you watch this on replay, it'll already be there. Jaden, my bad. I don't know why my links weren't working on YouTube. That's it. That's all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good Tuesday night. And if y'all schedule a call, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.